April 5th, 7:06 p.m. Question mark? The darkest graves down here. Can't see the nose in front of my roughly handsome face. Watch your step, Emma. Ouch! I hit my head on something. Make your way down slowly, Kay. I don't want you to slip. Oh, yes, Mr. Edgeworth. There's gotta be a light switch in here somewhere. Ah, bingo. What the heck? Well, we know the smuggling ring's involved. Yeah, because the mask. So the mask we have that came from here. You also got this thing from Game 1, Case 2. Also, you got the suitcase back here, too. There's a lift over there. This is kind of like a secret elevator. This is... The hidden 51st floor is really being used as a storeroom. So the hidden 51st floor really is being used as a storeroom of smuggled goods. Take a careful look around all these items. All right, Mr. Edwards, you promised me an explanation or 3. I did indeed. Where do we even start? Wow, a lot's been happening, huh? What a case. It's not supposed to fill you with excitement, Emma. Well, it seems you got yourself into a real pickle, Mr. Prosecutor Attorney. I'm not an attorney or a prosecutor anymore. Oh, well, whatever you are. I think it's time for science to lend a helping hand. Don't worry, I brought my entire kit with me. Well, if you're sure. You kidding me? I live for moments like this. Here, let's make this all official. Good working with you again, Mr. Edgeworth. And you, Miss Guy. And then there's 4. Right, everyone, let's get to work. I want to know where that elevator goes. Looks like it goes down. Something we will certainly want to investigate further, but we should look around up here first. Aye, aye, Captain. Let me know if you find anything juicy. I'll keep trying to see what I can remember. I'll let you know if anything comes to mind. Thank you, Kay. Emma? Ready, willing, able to investigate, Mr. Edgeworth? Then let us begin. Kinda creepy all these masks lined up here in the dark. Not a fan of horror movies, I take it. No way! That stuff's so unscientific. I think you mispronounced terrifying. Scout has seen inspect anything that catches my attention. Yeah, there's a missing mask here. And it's very clearly the Kay was carrying a jamming ninja mask when she was found. But it looks like it might have originally come from this hook. Scientifically speaking, that doesn't seem like a crazy hypothesis. Which would mean that Kay was really here. As you put it, not a crazy hypothesis. But why? Why did she come to steal something? Did she come to steal something, maybe? There are all kinds of stuff in here. Because she's a great thief who steals the truth, I suppose. No, I think it's too early to jump into any conclusions. These are all case files from various murders. What? Why would they be in here? They should be safely under lock and key at the courthouse or prosecutor's office. It suggests that somebody removed them without permission. Something very suspicious is going on here. We need to find out more. What was in this box? Scientifically speaking, I'd say this looks like some kind of wooden box. Woman box, yeah, woman box. Yes. Yeah, and the chains probably stopped the cold air from escaping. I don't mean to contradict you, Emma, but this isn't just a box for storing clothes in. The wood is imbued with a natural repellent that keeps moths away. Oh, sure. Guess you can look at it that way, too. Keep your clothes chilled would be nice for the summer, right? Still not prepared to let go of that particular part of your hypothesis, I see. Oh, nothing was kept in it. These are... I don't like this. All three of these are from case 5 of the last game. Safe, I feel like we did a safe at some point. That's the doll from the last game. What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? If I'm not mistaken, several of these items on display here are pieces of evidence from old cases of mine. But what does they do in here? Is this where the committee stores stuff it's looking into? It can't be. Evidence like this is stored at the police department. You don't keep stuff like this at the prosecutor's office too? When the case is ongoing, yes. But once the last trial has finished up, it's supposed to go right back to the precinct, unless there's a very good reason for it to go elsewhere. And yet, here it all is. There's no point in trying to figure out the whys right now. Take a closer look at it. They all have labels. Labels with numbers printed on them. Exhibit numbers, maybe? You said they were all piece of evidence, right? Yes, but judging how the numbers are written, and the items themselves. I guess these are prices, yeah. Prices? I would never guess that. Wait, but none of this stuff could be worth that much money, could it? The prices are very high indeed. It's no wonder she's surprised. Examine all these items in detail. Can't examine the safe. Bottle of ink and a lantern. Both pieces of evidence from a previous case. Why? Why is this stuff related to you doing here? It's not as if any of it was in my possession for any length of time. The duration of the case and no longer. Perhaps this is nothing but a coincidence. I don't think so. A coincidence? Never thought I'd hear those words coming from your mouth. We must always face up to the facts of the situation, however strange they may be. Isn't that what scientists believe too? Ho ho ho. You want to talk about what scientists believe? Settle in. This may take a while. Small bottle. One I've seen before. Oh, that's all? Nothing else to add? Well, no. What more did you want me to say? Hold up. I've got to write this down. Strategers can turn even the most boring topics into something picturesque with his explanations. Next time, try taking those kinds of notes in silence. Mannequin, huh? Wait, a mannequin, huh? Wait, I know. All thanks to my powers of scientific deduction, of course. It's evidence from an old case of yours, right? Not this time. I've never seen it before in my life. It doesn't seem to fit with the other items in this room, either. For one thing, it doesn't have a price tag. So why is it here? That's a cute little doll. It looks kind of like the Steel Samurai. It's actually the Iron Infant. son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He was born burdened with the knowledge that he too would one day be called upon to fight for justice. Can't imagine the pressure that must have been put on him under. More than most people could bear. Yes, he's young, but you can sense it nonetheless. A certain tragic refinement. Sure, Mr. Edgeworth, are you even listening to me? Huh? Oh, of course. I'm totally listening to you. Ah, isn't he a cutie? What a fluffy little guy. That's the stuffed animal we found at Gourd Lake. Should be in the possession of the prosecutor in charge of that case. So how did it wind up here? Oh, but look, he's missing the left horn. He is. We never had it in the first place. At least not as far as we ever saw. Defective merchandise, huh? Then we need to contact the manufacturer and I demand a recall. Now that I come to think of it, why would anyone give a present a broken toy to begin with? So Storm is actually more of a stock room? It would seem so. As much as it pains me to consider such a thing. What kind of person sells off evidence from serious criminal cases? And to who? Who would even want to pay for all of this stuff? Somebody, clearly. The price tags are proof of that. Wow. People really will collect anything, huh? Fascinating. That's odd. This is the only spot with nothing on it. It still has one of those signs in front of it. Indeed. Look, there's an outline in the dust on top of the cloth. I'd say something was sitting there until quite recently, wouldn't you? You know what? You must be right. But, Drawing Blank is trying to imagine what. Well, I might have an idea. A star-shaped outline. Don't we have a piece of evidence that might be connected? We do have something with this. Yeah, the murder weapon. I was thinking, what's the base of star? The outline in the dust matches the bottom of the candelabrum exactly. There's a very strong chance that this is where our murderer took it from. 240 for a candelabrum, though? I'm assuming this is like yen. That's like $2.40. That's cheap. I didn't actually read that. Which would mean the candelabrum was evidence from another case. It certainly seems likely, but that's not our concern right now. The key thing to note is that the murder weapon was taken from this storeroom. Bunch of trophies. Oh, and look, somebody left a walkie-talkie here. It looks to me like it was put there deliberately. Rather like it's on display, to be honest. Hey, there are batteries in here, too. Could be useful. Let's take it with us. No one will mind if we use it for a little while, will they? I can take it to the police station afterwards. Somebody's starting to sound like a certain great thief. Oh, there's a lot of money stacked up there. Oh, that's one heck of a desk. I wonder who it belongs to. There are four male figures acting as legs holding up a tabletop. In the center, a hideously cringy. And it doesn't even have the good decency to be camp enough to loop back around. Some of your old cases too? No, I can't think of anyone related to any of my investigation with such an ostentiously awful taste. At least I don't think there was. Piles of banknotes. Just left out for all to see. A little tasteless, wouldn't you say? No, wait. There are hundreds of bills. That's a fortune right there. How many years would it take for you to make that much money, Mr. Edgeworth? Please, Emma, I don't even want to think about it. What's that giant head thing? The head of Mrs. Monkey. I remember the case well. But how did they even get it up here? Huh? Mrs. Monkey? That doesn't sound right. Are you sure they didn't get the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Or misremembered it somehow? Don't be ridiculous. Does anyone ever make such a mistake? We've seen items of old evidence marked with price tags, along with a huge pile of cash. I think it's pretty clear that somebody has been running an illicit trade in judicial goods. Shady deals on a hidden 51st floor. It's big. It has to be, right? I think it might be, but we'll need to investigate a little further yet. We need to find out more about what's going on here. If there was an eyewitness we could interview. An eyewitness, Okay. I hope I've been of help to you so far. No? Doesn't seem like it. Well, Fender. Oh boy. This whole experience is enough to boggle a gas man. Mysterious storerooms, damsels in distress. It's got a lot. Could at least try to make things a little more serious, Fender. I can try. But no, but seriously. I'm as keen to help Kay out as you are. She's safe with me. You go do your thing. It's not Kay I'm worried about, it's you. Okay, maybe. I was carrying this, wasn't I? Sorry, I don't remember anything about it. Nothing at all. Even the tiniest clue could help. Right, let's see. I think I might have just grabbed it on reflex when whatever happened to me happened. There's a saying, right? A fallen person will clutch at a straw. What's the matter? You're making a strange face. I don't want to dissuade you from trying. Please, I need you to think of a little more before you speak. I understand. That's a really cute toy. It's a cow, right? Yes, it appears to be. You and me, we saw it somewhere else not long ago. It's missing a horn. Who would hurt a toy like... my head! Okay, what's the matter? Oh no, but that cow toy, it made my head hurt really bad. I'd better not make her look at it any longer. There's a selection of masks arranged on the rack here. There's even a steel samurai. What an impressively authentic likeness it is, too. Scientists in me is sensing something strange, though. Lack consistency, you know? Since the characters represented here feel a little haphazard somehow. I don't agree. No, I don't disagree. There's even an empty space here. Somebody using that last one, perhaps? Wow, this is some sturdy construction. Thick floor plates, sturdy supports. Rough estimate, I'd say it could hold 50 of you easily, Master Edgeworth. Except for the fact that it's nowhere near big enough. Say that, but pack yourself in tight enough and you might just do it. I really don't think so. And anyways, we have more important things to be investigating. We'll theorize about the elevator once we're done. Maybe you're right. Fine. 45, Mr. Edwards. 48 tops. This statue. What is it? Got some new data for me? Not exactly. It's just something from a case I worked on. A piece of evidence. It's called an Alfred statue. There were two of them. A real one and a fake one. Whichever one it is, it shouldn't be here of all places. Old case, huh? Guess you've worked on a bunch of different... What? Lotta, what are you doing here? Gotcha. Cognac. Red dog-handed, guiltier than a tourniquet in the cream. Ugh. My eyes. Stop that at once. There ain't no stopping my snapping, not till I get every damn detail and then some. Y'all think I'm about to let a bunch of dirty criminals go before I get a shot? Think again. We're not criminals. Yeah, sure. Pull the other one. I got the bills. This here camera's a weapon of justice. Ain't nothing about a hornswoggled by your trip dealings. Oh, it's you. The woman that accused me of murder a few years ago. Huh? Wait, you're that low-down dirty jerk of a prosecutor, ain't ya? Who are you calling low-down dirty jerk? This is Lotta Hart, a photojournalist by trade. Of course, passed on a few occasions, especially that one particular case. She's hard to forget, and even harder to get a word in edgewise with. Go on making that face, will ya? That face there's a no good schemer if I ever saw. Seems I didn't leave the best of impressions over it either. Well, it's payback time, Mr. Shima. You ought to be thankful. All I want from you is a couple of pictures. We're just here to investigate. Sure you are. If by investigate you mean pull the wool over Lotta's wide eyes. Sorry, Mr. Edwards. I thought you might listen to me. It didn't hurt to try, I guess. But we're probably better off leaving her alone for now. No. Let's talk. Why exactly are you here, Miss Hart? Me? Well, I told you. I'm in it for the truth. For the good of society. A little old me, of course. I'm photographer for the people. For the people? If you won't tell me the real reason you're here, perhaps I can hazard to guess. Somebody was carrying out an illicit police evidence trafficking scheme here in the storeroom. Oh, so she's after the juicy story. Makes sense. What? How did y'all figure that out? Guess it means I don't have to tippy-toe around it anymore now. One of my sources told me on a download about an underground auction. What? So all the items here were sold to the highest bidder. Folks were slinging money around like it was going out of fashion. I had to come see it for myself, of course. The eyes get eyes on my subject, you know. Sure, the tales my contact was telling. Taller than two trees, so I saw it first. Anyhow, was about to write it up on based on hearsay alone. So yesterday, I snuck in, slunk behind here in the statue, settling twin. So she was here. Also, I just noticed behind the statue is the painting. The painting from Game 1 as well. Oh, good grief. Man, it started late night. Carried right through the break of dawn. So the auction and the murder happened on the same night. Coincidence? There are deals here in the storeroom. Talk about a story. Was there anything else on sale apart from the items of evidence in this room? Sure, there were regular old stuff too. Shady artworks who knows where, that kind of thing. In what way are shady artworks regular exactly? The evidence was a big draw, that's for sure. Reckon they were selling them faster than crooks could smuggle them out of cop and prosecutor shops. And I bet you got pictures of the whole thing, right, Miss Hart? Well, you see, the main event was down below. I had to try and see what I could from up here. So, wait. Is she implying it was in the room? Conference room? Is that what she's implying? I haven't been up here since yesterday. I assume you witnessed the entire auction from start to finish then? It's an underground affair, like I said. Folks wasn't exactly giving much away. All customers came down one at a time from up on the roof there. Some were masked just as soon as they got down the ladder. And that ain't all. They had a voice changer doodads on them, see? Teeny tiny ones, stinker than old bugs behind. And so you couldn't see their real faces. You couldn't hear the real voices. Superfluous all his head. You mean superstitious? I surely do. Sweet surreptitude. Also, not a word. Anywho, once they had the gear on, they went right downstairs. Then, in came the next one. When it came time to leave, they all done the same, but in reverse. Came up again one by one. Mask back on the hook, up the ladder and away. Or the elevator. Where exactly does it go down to? And how many participants were there? 11 altogether. I counted when they came down the ladder. I didn't just hide behind a stupid statue the whole time. You didn't? Then where were you? Well, when I first got up here, you know what? That ain't important right now. So you were hiding behind the statue from the very beginning. Anywho, watch all of them folks come in from spot in the shadows. I see. So you're watching from behind the statue. They used that there elevator to get down below. Once they all were down there, snuck up and took a peek Miss Supper what was going on. You mean the elevator remained in the room beneath? Nah, they sent it back up. There's a little peek hole if you know where to look. Elevator didn't quite sit flush on the floor, you see. Been down and squint just right, you can see the whole shebang. Did you catch a sight to who was in charge? Yeah, alright, sure, I guess I did. Ain't half as good a story if you don't get a glimpse of the good old evil ringleader after all. I wonder who this ringleader is. We'll have to ask her some more. It's gotta be him. It's gotta be him. You mentioned a ringleader. Can you tell me any more about them? Y'all should know. I came here to get me an exclusive. An exclusive ain't much dang good if I done spilled the beans already. I see. So you don't actually know anything about them. Think that's why she won't give us an answer? Makes sense, I guess. Ah, you got me. I couldn't see if it was a man or woman, kid or an old timer. Nothing. What were they wearing? Could you see at least that? Sure. White jacket, white gloves, magenta flower on the pill. Oh. Then 3 things are what I remember. The victim. Well, good's the description of the outfit if I don't got a clue who's wearing it. So the ringleader disguised their identity too, just like everybody else. Yes, sirree. Mass voice changer, all 9 yards. They were wearing one of the masks. Which one? Let me see. Oh yeah, this guy, Zervan. Zervan. What kind of name is that? Seriously, Mr. Edgeworth, never heard of Zervan? He's a global hero, Onyan Konpon, arch nemesis. Who hasn't heard of Zervan, the Time Lord? I think you might be better off asking who has. So you didn't get a glimpse of their face at all. No, I dang well didn't. It kinda scorches my scoop. This whole mess has been nothing but a snap hunt. Could never come. Know somebody who's dressed like that. Maybe I should try showing that evidence to his heart. You said that the ringleader was wearing a white jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower, correct? Sure did. Only you asked me why they dressed up like a peacock on a parade day. Well, there they was. Is this the outfit you saw? Holy smokes! It sure as heck is. But wait, so that Big Cheese is dead? All we know is that she is the victim in the case we're investigating. Her name was Rosie Ringer. Do you know her? Nope. So the ringleader was a lady? Well, I need to slip her dang nail, throwing me off on a man's jacket like that. I hardly think she did it to fool you specifically. Setting aside for now, what's important is that we discovered something vital to the case. Namely that the underground auction was chaired by none other than our victim. And somebody done bumped off the boss, huh? And that's what was happening. What was happening? Oh, nothing at all. Y'all just go on about your business now. No offense, Miss Hart, but that made you sound about 5 times more suspicious. Especially my foot. I told y'all it's nothing. You won't get nothing more out of me than that. Wait, so there is more. My dang console, I gotta tell you, I ain't nothing, okay? I ain't saying nothing either. You gonna have to do mind test on her? Aw, can you please just a little more, pretty please? I'll tell you this, okay? I'm a journalist, a news hound. A scoop hunter, you hear? So some articles go out, money comes in. That's how the game's played. Tell you more, heck, I've done too much already. Wait, what if I examine some fingerprints for you? Pro bono. What kind of cockamamie thing you think you was that? I'd sooner get a tooth pulled. If you want intel, dig it up yourself, just like I had to. Okay, I guess she isn't gonna talk to either of us. Oh, she will. I'll handle things from here, Emma. There's a certain technique I find useful when dealing with difficult customers such as her. She may not give up information voluntarily, but that doesn't mean she can't be persuaded to. Let's start by observing my opponent. I ain't telling you nothing, you hear? Quit wasting my time before I really blow a fuse. As we've seen, she's very quick-tempered, so try to cut the conversation dead wherever possible. We won't have much time to think, so we need to be swift and decisive. This heart is definitely hiding something from you. The first move, discover what that something is. Mind checks, commence! I can see you're a little agitated, Miss Hart. let's just calm down, Peter. I ain't dang calm, dang blessed ways. I'll be soon as y'all squid dang my dang chain. That's better. Yeah, News Hound's all about keeping a cool head no matter where the world throws at you, see? Speaking of News Hounds, this might interest you. I met one a few days ago. She was a very hungry young reporter indeed. Reporter was a very particular turn of phrase, similar to your own in fact. Oh yeah? She spoke like me, huh? Guess it could have been someone I know. Her name is Tabby Lloyd. And if I had closed my eyes, I could have believed I was listening to you. She told me about somebody called the Chief. She was talking about you, wasn't she? Ah, so we're going back to Tabby, huh? Oh, so y'all met Tabby, huh? Well, ain't that something? Where'd y'all bump into her? She's a great kid, I reckon. Wait. Oh, no, you don't. You ain't getting on my good side but bring her into this, you sneaky snake. You nearly happened to. Interesting. Talking about Miss Lloyd seemed to make her lower her guard a little. I think I can use that to our advantage. I need you to tell me everything you know. And don't you dare leave anything out. Go on, jump in the creek, you big bully. Why should I tell you anything? No, nothing. You don't got nothing to do with me. Nor me with you neither. Time to deploy my clue. I don't have anything to do with you. That's a little unkind, don't you think? After all, I know your apprentice. I know her pretty well, in fact. Yeah, well, it does seem kind of cold of me to say. Hey, that's pretty good. Red coat. That's what Tabby was wearing during the first crime. Does Tabby have something to do with this? Wouldn't want that poor kid thinking I don't give a rat's behind. Good. Now you tell us what you know. Wait, what the heck am I thinking? Ain't a lot of you can't let me impose do that easy. What's about that about a scoop? Oh, nothing, forget it. It's nothing. How embarrassing. A professional journalist making a careless slip of the tongue. You have a scoop, don't you? Now tell me what it is. Ah. All right, you got me a scoop, big one. Why can't I just go blabbing about it to y'all? I got bills to pay. She may be hiding something very important. We get it out of her somehow. We need to know the details of the scoop. She's quick to anger, but she's also quick to let key information slip. Now that we know that, the rest shouldn't be too hard. Let's see what we can get out of her. Your big scoop involves something criminal in nature, doesn't it? Meh. Might be it did. Might be it didn't. Which isn't. This is important. Alright. You don't gotta holler at me like that. I ain't done nothing shameful or nothing. Just snuck in and did some underground reporting. I'll be the judge whether your actions are shameful or not. And an unlawful entry into a private property is very shameful indeed. In fact, it's a crime. Hey, you did the exact same thing, genius. Aw, but I guess you're a prosecutor, huh? You're allowed to do stuff like that. Let's not mention the fact that I handed my badge in, shall we? Still, don't amount to a whole hill of beans, right? There's folks out there that done way worse. Murder for one. Next to murder, trespass ain't hard or nothing. Murder? What'd you just say? from your muttering about murder just now. I gather that your scoop has something to do with a homicide.
Nah, it was just talking all hypothetical, hey. You know, about a murder being the big one and all. Ain't nothing worse than murder.
Not the most skillful evasion I've ever heard of in my career.
Look, I done told you, okay? Stuck in the action. A cop to that. Murder? I don't know nothing about no murder. I ain't seen nothing, ain't no heard nothing. See outside.
I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. Okay. So the scoop of yours, does it have something to do with the auction?
You know what? I clean for good, huh?
But you tried to infiltrate an underground auction. 51 floors in the sky. It only stands to reason that you observed something. Otherwise, what would you have to write about?
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't hear nothing.
If you didn't hear the sound of nothing, does that mean you heard the sound of something? Something during your time in this room?
Well, see, that's nothing really. It was just a little noise, that's all. Wouldn't even make page 16. Forget I'm in.
So something happened during the auction. Something that made a noise of some kind. Could be a valuable clue. Okay, now we can go back. Time to deploy my clue. You told me you heard something during the auction. You claimed it wasn't important, but it must have been. Otherwise, why remember it? I think it was something very memorable indeed. In fact, I believe it was the cry of a murder victim.
How do you keep doing that? Alright, it's true. Well, it's smack dab in the middle of a murder scene, but only by accident. That's all you're getting out of me. Won't be no scoop otherwise.
The murder Miss Hart witnessed must have been the same murder as we ourselves have been investigating. That should prove to be a very valuable piece of information indeed. Perhaps we should finish by confirming the credibility of her claim. I have her on the back foot now. Time to finish this. Be honest, Miss Hart. I know there's something you're still not telling me.
Ain't nothing left to tell, dang it. Done spilled my guts already.
You say you wound up in the middle of a murder scene. Is that really true?
Call me a liar now? How are you my man? Real man. I'm a journalist. How am I gonna sell stories if folks can't trust that I'm telling the truth? Got my motto, you know. Faster than anybody, hotter than everybody. Homester than everybody.
A motto. That could be an important clue. I should bear it in mind. I need you to describe the murder in detail. It's vitally important.
I'll check it out, y'all, but I already call a whole bunch. Ain't much to tell. Sorry, I mean, look at me. I can't even get the facts straight half the time.
Time to deploy my clue. I can't imagine being so vague on the facts is a trait valued among journalists. Surely accuracy and honesty are what's necessary for reporting a story.
Well, see.
It seems your so-called information is not credible after all.
Look, that was a murder. And I was there. I can't even prove it.
You can prove it, can you? How?
I've got... Alright. Wait, you heard that? Well, I was just talking to myself. I don't think nothing of it.
You're still hiding something. It's a very vital clue. I'll need to use it to its maximum effect. Be honest, Mr. Hart. I know there's something you're still not telling me.
Ain't nothing left to tell, dang it. Done spill my guts already.
You're definitely still hiding something. I know you've been keeping something from me. That something is proof. Proof related to the murder you witnessed. Proof sound enough to form a basis for your stories. Your story, hoping to sell.
Yeah! Dang it all to heck. Give me a break, will you? I'll come clean, okay? That's what you want, right? Here, I done snapped me a photo. Happy now? You better be.
And that is checkmate.
My checkmate. Can't believe I let that happen. Betrayed by my own big mouth.
Well, it happened. So it's time to tell us everything.
I saw the whole thing. Watched the auction from start to finish.
You didn't just watch it, right? You took pictures too?
Yeah. About that. So like I said, I was spying on the whole thing right from the get-go. It was all shouting bids and then somebody'd win, something, and bam, down comes the hammer. Head upstairs and pay, shouts the old regulator. And the whole thing stops over again. Anyhow, as soon as it happened, I had to think quick. That's when I ran behind the steps, you and him.
And who was it that eventually appeared?
Didn't see nothing, but I heard something that made me pretty sure it was whoever placed the winning bid. Sweet sound of a cold hard cash.
I'm not sure I have an idea what this sounds like. Sounds like someone counting bills, perhaps.
Anyhow, because you settle your bills up here. Or two people yabbering for a little while.
Wait, so two people came up on the elevator.
You betcha. I guess the other one was a friend of the ringleader. Yabber, 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 I'll go for a little while. Then, a scream. Well, it shook me pretty good, so I hunkered down here in hiding place and tried to stay out of sight.
So you didn't seize a moment of the murder?
Nah, but I heard it real good.
You didn't try and help whoever was being attacked?
Well, try to be funny, girlie. I don't suit you none. I'm just a dainty little journalist, all under lonesome. You think I was fixing to jump in and save the day?
Dainty.
Anyhow, there were a bunch of rustling sounds. Right about when that was happening, I got to feeling pretty bad about what I'd done. That makes sense, I guess. After all, I didn't remember to get my camera out and even snap a picture. But that drops in my lap, and I miss it. Somebody ought to tan my hide. Anyhow, then a little more time goes by, and there's this kind of clattering noise. I get to thinking, gotta get shot. Just grab one real quick and shot us.
Could we see this photograph?
Do I have to? Here.
Ooh.
Wait. That's the victim. With the bloody hand. The same bloody hand. Yeah.
That's...
the person in a red raincoat. The one who attacked them? Okay.
Kay's raincoat assailant also attacked the victim here in the store. Then proceeded up to the roof, where they assaulted Kay. There's only one person in this picture. Where is the victim?
Huh, weird. I wondered the same thing. Heard two people, there was only one that shot a guy.
Mighty nowhere else in the storeroom either. That's a kill, alright. At least the way I'm pretty sure it is. Means it went back down. How do you know it was the killer just by looking? So they're red-handed with blood. How else are you gonna get there? Not just carried on after that? Sure did. Right along like nothing had happened. Rich folks is crazier than a box of frogs. And I don't understand how this is. Funny. I find journalists a struggle to understand as well. If the storm was actually the scene of the crime, did you expect the body to have been up here at some point as well? Huh? Well, yeah. But think back to what Miss Hard told us about the customers left the auction. Do you remember? Of course. They came up from downstairs, back to the storeroom, and... Oh! Exactly. The killer would have had to hide the body in order to avoid its discovery. The question is, where did they hide it? It's because she's... The person walking out was her. The question is, where did the other person go? Emma, if you wouldn't mind putting your skills to work for me for now. I'd love to. Just say what you need and I'll get right on it. Very well. I'd like you to check for a blood residue. Luminol test, in other words. Sure thing. Prepare to witness the power of silence. Never seen someone's eyes actually sparkle with anticipation before. I feel like it's gonna be under the case, the case records that are below the masks. I feel like that, like it seems like that was moved. It shouldn't be. It doesn't feel like it should be there. All right, test how the ladder was there first. Based on Miss Hart's picture, see the person in a red raincoat is about to climb it and make their escape. So a high chance there's a positive result. Yeah. No luminol test work. Negative. Oh, wait, this box. There's gotta be something in here. This is probably where the body was kept. Yep. Sir Edwards, blood. But how could it have gotten there? Maybe someone put something with blood in it. Yep. Had to be blood somewhere over here. But how come? Probably because this is where the murder was actually committed, I'd say. But it said that the hit to the head was post-mortem. Is there a different victim in this case? I think that's all there... the blood there is to be found. Alright, that concludes this phase of our investigation. Blood in a clothes box can only mean one thing. That is where the body was hidden. I'm certain of it. I wonder who won the box in the auction. I haven't the foggiest. Still, it's very helpful discovery. Now, you just hold your horses there. There's no way the body could have been in there. What do you mean? Took a look at that there box when I first got in here. Which would be just about perfect size for a little hide-and-go seek, if you need a rose. And maybe it would have been, if I could have opened it. It was wrapped in chains and locked up tight. Ain't no escaping all of this. Murder happened just after I sculpted it out. Can't nobody have put up no body in there. Wrapped in chains and locked up tight, you say? That's odd. Because it doesn't look to be wrapped up in chains any longer. Huh? Well, slap my head and call me silly. Could have sworn it was, though. So someone unchained the box. I think we've examined all we can now. Great. Time to see what's waiting down below. Chicken a leg already, are we, Miles? Okie dokie. Hey, K-Master. Yes, Fender? We're about ready to move out. You want to stick with me? You want to stick with me, okay? Can't have you getting lost. Of course. I'll be sure to stay close. When did those two start getting along so well? Elevator squad, down we go. Yup, it had to be. The question is, did we get spotted? What? Mr. Edwards. They cleaned up the body, but the candelabra is still there. This room. This is the auction room? No, this is the committee chamber. Anybody could have gotten in here. Alright, yep. So our list of subjects just became anybody. No, this is a committee chamber. Way to drop right into my lap, K. Faraday. You got real guts, I'll give you that. Arrest her, man. Arrest her right now. Wait, but he's... As for the riff-raff, throw them into the streets where they belong. Can't do this. It's going way overboard. Yeah, what she said. Miles, this ain't looking too good, I gotta say. See how the blinded lady just is... Francisco, let's go. Being useful for once. Let's go. Whee! What did I do? You'll have to forgive me. I meant to hit a certain cowardly ex-prosecutor. Sure, Francisca. Sure. You weren't aiming for him. You aimed straight at me. Something keeps getting in my way. Perhaps it's something. Right there. Francisca. So, what are you doing here, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I still believe Kay to be innocent. And we're supposed to care what you believe. You will no longer have the right to an opinion. I am Francisca von Karma, and I have no intention of stopping here or now. Francisca, you probably want to hear what we have to say, because, you know, that elevator we came down, it kind of leads to the room with all the smuggled goods you are looking for. so you might want to hear us out. But you, first hostess, stop by giving up your badge, and so the game has already come to an end. My badge was an obstacle to proceeding along with the road I have chosen. I haven't stopped. I simply cleared the way ahead. Now I'm free to follow that road, all the way to the truth. So don't you think for a second that my conviction has changed. I'm every bit as dedicated as I ever was. You seem to think you know what lies at the end of the road to the truth. In that case, I demand you show me. I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere... I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere, my whip will happily guide it. The victim used her keycard and entered his chamber with the killer. She was then stabbed with a candelabrum by the culprit and subsequently died as the result. We know the identity of the murderer thanks to the letter in exchange with the victim. And we know the location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber. There are multiple contradictions here already. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, and match Miles Edgeworth, QED. She seems pretty confident. Yeah, you don't lack the courage of her convictions. That's for certain. And I gotta say, I can dig that vibe. I can even give her a no hard feeling. Pathetic. Well, Miles Edgeworth, do you think you can bring my case crashing down around my ears? If you really have found the road to the truth, perhaps you could be so kind as to point me towards it. Right there. The truth is right there. You don't see that elevator. That is the truth you are looking for, right there. I'll be very happy to. Settle in, Francisca. I'm about to pave the road with incontrovertible evidence. Or the one here. There's blood on the floor in this room. What about the blood?
Objection!
Should have worked on both. If I remember correctly, the blood discovered in this room is located at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. Murder under the guise of the divine, a brazen act, even for a cold-blooded killer. Except that may not be true at all. Take a look at this if you would. It's a blood stain we discovered in a storeroom directly above the committee chamber. As you can see, the blood looks to have been dripped through to the room below. And the elevator dripped down from. Descends directly to the foot of the statue. Ah, you've noticed. You have to agree that the murder cannot in fact have happened in this room. I put it to you that the victim was killed in the room above, and only afterwards she was moved down here. The Goddess of Justice did not witness a murder. She witnessed a killer trying to cover their tracks. Why is she smiling? Sorry, I was just thinking back to a very similar situation. Well done, Miles Edgeworth. You've proven yourself to be even more foolish than I thought. Mr. Edgeworth is anything but a fool, sir. You know it. Go! Have you forgotten the picture you showed me? Or are you truly that airheaded? Your cursory glance shows that there was far more blood here than the committee chambers and upstairs. Ah, left in an order again. Ah, no! You're trying to tell me that all that blood dripped down from above Mr. Miles Edgeworth? If it had, your storeroom would be stain would be 10 times bigger. I say the murder happened down here. There's no way it could have happened anywhere else. As insightful as ever, Francisca. But you played right into my hand. How so? You're correct. There's far less blood upstairs than one would expect. The question is, why? A trifling detail in the face of my previous explanation. Alas, your explanation doesn't account for why there was blood in the storeroom in the first place. Surely you don't think some splatter managed to shoot itself all the way up there, do you? Whoa, like some crazy fountain of blood? No way. No way indeed. It's completely impossible. So how about this? What if this explains the difference in the amounts of blood observed? The weapon was removed here. The victim died of 3 stab wounds, wounds that would have bled profusely. Exactly, as proven by the amount of blood on the floor of this room. But that doesn't make any sense. Not if she was stabbed in the store. Shut up, child. Silence, you half-baked, hair-brained rookie. Hey, hair-brained is a little... Ah! A stab wound bleeds the heaviest at one particular point in time. Oh, I know. When the weapon is removed, right? Precisely. I believe that the body was brought down to the committee chamber, with the candelabra still in its chest. And then, it was finally removed. And it created a difference in the amount of blood we see between the 2 locations. But why? What was the killer trying to do? I imagine they were trying to give the impression that the murder happened down here. As we know, Mrs. Ringer's keycard was used late last night. Judging by the time listed in the record, I'd hazard a guess that it was used by the killer when they entered the room to create their elaborate setup. But why would they have needed to do all this in the first place? Perhaps because a person with a face to hide would fear the storeroom being found in the investigation. They were involved in the underground auction. They couldn't afford to have their dirty secret exposed. Underground auction? You should take a look at the storeroom for yourself. The items up there tell quite a story. One that should more than explain what's going on here last night. It's almost endearing, Miles Edgeworth. How desperately you want to protect your friend. There's something just beneath the surface of this case. Something bigger than all of us. And Kay's only crime was to have the bad fortune to fall right into the middle of it. That's quite a hyperbolic claim, Miles Edgeworth. Hyperbolic? Me? Surely you're the one making a mountain out of my perfectly reasonable molehill. You're working with Interpol on international cases, so why are you investigating a domestic murder? I'll tell you why. Because this case has something to do with the smuggling ring you've been chasing. Indeed it is. You followed the trail of items being smuggled by the ring, and wound up here. Tell me, am I wrong? Tell me that something I sense isn't related to any of this. I'm very happy to learn that you've given up your badge and didn't completely relieve you of your senses. Scruffy here told me about the circumstances that led up to that, by the way. Sorry, sir. It's not of my help, you know. You did the right thing, detective. Huh? So I am right, Francisca. The incident part of the broader case you're working on. Was the underground auction already on Interpol's radar? Wouldn't you like to know? We don't need to, and so you won't. Then you knew, didn't you? But the auction was being held here in this chamber.
Hey, y'all mind if I butt in a sec?
Dear Lotta. What do you want? I'm sure Francisca's happy to see her, too.
Your victim over there. The lady in white.
You!
Hey, let a gal finish, will you? No good butting in pain and pain, you know what? Ow, ow. Well, this leper sure ain't changed her spots. Your testimony is not required, and the other is your presence. What do you mean? I'm a journalist. You get out. You're a liar is what you are. You lied under oath that one time.
Seems like Miss Von Karma is none too fond of Miss Hart. I don't think she's her biggest fan, no.
Well, she called. Ringer, right? She was a committee member in this here committee. Well, she dressed exactly like the ringleader of that there secret... Stop it! Stop whipping me, Harriet. What is the meaning of this interruption, Miles Edgeworth? Explain.
Miss Hart here helped us out by describing how the auctioneer was dressed. And it seems that they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer.
But that would mean that the victim was also a ringleader. Did you just slip?
Now, how about we just calm down, sir?
Seems I have new information to consider. It's true that I came here to investigate the underground auction and to arrest the head of its operations, the auctioneer.
But if Miss Hart is to be believed, the ringleader is dead. I guess that means your journey here today was a wasted.
I suppose it does. Nonetheless, I, Francisca von Karma, refuse to leave empty-handed. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth.
Fine by me, if it keeps you talking and I learn more about the case. You will find that your whip will go sorely underused this round.
Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make the storm the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case the murderer is someone connected to the auction. And if the photograph is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer, and the culprit was an attendee. The killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom, where the exchange of the illicit goods was to take place. Then they stabbed the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise in the candelabrum. Does that about sum it up? Because I won't be accepting rebuttals.
Well, too bad. I'm afraid you might have to. There's a serious hole in your testimony.
There is? I didn't spot any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright then, time to fight back. You have to win this for us.
And I will. Time to take Francisca's testimony to task. I think it's gonna be this.
Hold it!
I have a thought, but we'll have to see what she says. So you believe the victim and the ringleader were one and the same?
I do. And the murderer was. Why are you asking her this? Exactly the same say yourself, dummy.
So I did. Or was merely confirming Francisca's reasoning in order to...
Don't give me that force feed. You caught saying something stupid, and I'll laugh and move and go on your day. The murderer was one of the auction's attendants. What? You don't got no friends here after the performances? Of course, assuming that our friend the photographer's words can be trusted.
Can't quite tell if they love or hate each other.
Anyways, the more relevant point is how the culprit actually carried out their plan.
No. Well, I don't think it's this. How exactly did they manage that, may I ask? Miss Hart was in the storeroom too, remember?
Objection!
Yes, hiding someplace. If you've seen the storeroom yourself, you know there are plenty of other places to hide too. So you were saying the killer was hiding out of sight while they were waiting their victim's arrival. I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded. After all, the victim was the auctioneer herself. She would clearly have needed to be present throughout the proceedings. She thinks it happened afterwards. Would you mind adding that statement to your testimony, Francisca?
Objection!
It seems you're one step behind yet again, Francisca. How so? The auctioneer was not, in fact, the victim, and I can prove it. This is the statement Miss Hart gave us. Well, if she made it, it's not worth the air she used to say it. I done told you, I'm a journalist, damn it. My word is out. Did I ask for you to open your mouth? Double challenge.
Objection!
Calm down and listen for a second, Francisca. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder, and she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet it did. Went right on like nothing had happened at all. How would have it been possible without an auctioneer? It wouldn't, so you see. The victim could not have been the auctioneer. She was the one of the attendees. No! As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay can be the murderer. Because she had been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then who was the victim really? Right, well if the auction carried on after the murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. That's enough. I know that sound all too well. Hello, Gavel. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. There's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. That'll do nicely, yes. Excelsius. No. Alright, Celsius, what are you doing here? Oh, I just stopped by to see how my bonehead boy was getting along. They say there's all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. I thought I might need to light a fire under his investigation, but it seems not. The suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back here where we started. Men, detain the suspect immediately. Wait, Miss Faraday is innocent. Oh. Shut your meddling mouth. You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. And I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too, personally. Sorry, it must be my age. Your unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is a matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect. She's right, of course. As always, you're really a godsend, Verity. Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this. We have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this people.
Overruled.
You can stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago. The victim's blood was found on the hood, along with some cherry blossom petals. Cherry blossom petals, like the ones on the roof. Yes, they stuck to the edges as a blood stain, probably due to the blood being fresh at the time. The results came back already, my boy. There's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. What? What explains the blood, then? No, this completely undermines our entire case. All of our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer. He very clearly couldn't have. Like, I noticed the bloody hand right away. It's the victim. I know, like, once we saw the picture, I realized the hand was bloody, and I realized that was the victim. But why was her hands bloody? There has to be a second victim somewhere, at least from what I can tell. Because she's dead now. But if they were the victim instead, then Kay remains the top of our suspect list. Miss Faraday, you have testified to encountering a person in a red raincoat but no roof, correct? Yes, I did. We now know that person was the murder victim. And you are the only person to know who came into contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how the encounter went.
Objection!
No. Kay was attacked by that person. She is the victim here, not the aggressor.
Overruled.
As far as I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked as you claim. And even if such proof existed, Miss Ringer could simply have been acting in self-defense. Well, you can't just jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not. Kay? I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remember something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. It's just a flash. But I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down, and the person in red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. Shut up, Kay. No, you're not. You can't be. Then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? Was it her collapsing? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why did I do something? I know why. Because I was the killer. This court recognizes the legitimacy of the accused's memories. What? But just a minute. You just said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago.
Overruled.
I commend you on your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be to the goddess of justice for her many blessings.
Objection!
As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be...
Overruled.
We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kay Faraday this instant. Why this instant? What's the big deal? Who's so concerned about this case being like more than like a day? You're trying to wrap this up so quick. It hasn't even been a day. And you're like, oh, we gotta arrest someone. We gotta arrest it now. We gotta get this done. Why? How dare you take that tone with me? This is gross overreach of authority. I demand you give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful. Well, what could be more unlawful than this?
Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law.
Indeed you don't, but I do. And while I can't help but be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity.
Speaking of the law, it seems there's one other we must arrest.
Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Miles.
What are you talking about? Mr. Ed was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong.
What job, Gumshoe? He wasn't doing squat. By which I mean to say, unfortunately Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity.
You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the flight of a suspect.
You are no longer an ex-prosecutor.
You are a criminal, nothing more.
Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow. Although, I fear you already know the outcome. Look at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard.
This court is adjourned.